So it's Devans again, and welcome to Chess with Devans. I have a very wonderful puzzle for you. It's a mate into situation. But before we go for the puzzle, I wanted to share something wonderful with you. It's a quote that one of my subscribers has shared with me, and I just few minutes back, and I felt like I should make a video immediately and share it with you guys. But if you don't want it, you can still skip to the next 2 minutes. That's where you will find the puzzle from. But if you feel like you want me to share it with you, let's go through it. So it's a bit long. You can pause the video and go through it, or you can just listen to what I'm going to pick out through from it. So he was talking about a famous golf coach. He was called Harvey Penick, and he has written a lot of golf books. And he used to train young players, and young players always wanted to learn how to drive the ball. In golf, there's what we call driving and putting. And driving is like that first shot you take to bring the ball closer for a wonderful um, final shot. Like that first shot you take to prepare you for another final shot. And then putting is like the shot that brings the ball into the hole. He related it to chess, and he was like, driving is like opening in chess, and then putting is like mating. And he was like, you cannot finish off your opponent if you don't know how to what if you know how to open but you do not know how to mate your opponent. And he was like he loves my puzzles because they teach him how to mate. But then that still takes me back when I was learning chess. I used to know all these openings, the Italian opening, the French defense. I used to know all those openings, but I didn't know how to mate. I would always exchange pieces and then move my pawns, and then hope my pawns make queens, and then use those queens to mate my opponent. But your opponent is not always going to wait for that. So I used to lose many times until I learned how to mate my opponents. So when you practice puzzles, they help you, even if it's not on my channel, even if it's anywhere else. These puzzles help you become best at what? At mating and those end games, which help you win the game. Like for example, I play football as well, and my coach used to tell me that you know how to dodge, which is okay, but if you know how to dodge and you still can't score, you cannot win, because it's the goals that win the game for the team. You know that, right? So it really meant a lot to me. It really related a lot to me. And thank you, Douglas McKinley, for this quote. So I think we can get back to the puzzle now. Okay, so this is the wonderful puzzle we have today, and white has to mate black in 2 moves. And it's pretty interesting because they all have the same pieces. Black has a queen and 2 rooks. Even white has a queen and 2 rooks. And they all have the same pieces. So you can pause the video and see if you can find the 2 moves that white has to play to mate black. Okay, did you find it? Okay, please let me know in the comment section whether you found the move, and let us know the move that you found. Okay, it really means a lot to us. Please like the video, subscribe, and yeah. Okay, so let's try it out. As we see, we cannot move the rook at b2 because it's being pinned. It's being pinned by the rook at h2, the black rook at h2. So you have to find a way. You have to find a way, but don't move that rook. The only way is maybe if you capture that rook at h2. And if you capture the rook at h2, do you get to mate black in 2 moves? Let's see, because if you capture the rook, then your queen is gone. And if your queen is gone, how are you going to mate in 2 moves? Let's see. You can't, because that's the second move and it's not a mate. So you really can't mate black in 2 moves if you capture that rook at h2. So we're not going to capture it. And if you can't capture it, that means we can't move the rook at b2. So let's try to mate using our queen. Can we find a solution? If we try to capture the queen and check, do we still get it? No, because your queen can be gone and there's no mating too. So you can't mate. Let's find another situation. You take the rook, still no mate. So that's also a wrong move. what about if you try to check at c6? Do we get a mate in two? Black can escape here, and then do you still get a mate in two? If you come here, do you get the mate? No, because black can easily block, and you can mate. That's after three moves. But black can decide not to move there. Black can decide to come here, and still you won't be able to get the mate because that's not even a mate. So moving queen to c6 doesn't help us. So what about d4? Is that a mate? No, because our queen is now gone, and it's losing for us now. So the queen's moves also look not helping us. So did you find the solution? Because now I'm going to reveal what the solution is. And the solution for this puzzle is rook, the rook that is on b1, move it to a1. This, then someone can be like, how is that going to lead us to a mate? Because if you do that, then whatever black plays will lead us to a mate. Because if black decides to take your queen, then this is a mate. Yeah. Even if it says using the rook, decides taking by moving here, moving your king to b1 is a mate. So whatever black tries to do in that position will lead us to a mate. Oh, what if black says I'm going to capture your rook? Still that's a mate. So whatever black tries to do from that position will lead to a mate. Yeah, so that was the solution. Moving rook to a1 is the solution. So let us know if you had found the solution. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And please practice these puzzles. They help you become better at chess. Thank you, Douglas, for sharing with us that quote. It really helps. And yeah. Oh, another variation. What if black says I want to move to h1? Yeah, h1. Do we still get to mate in two? Yes, because moving the rook here is a mate. So that's our solution today. If you liked it, let me know in the comment section. Until next time, have a good day.